everybody, I am back yet with another video today. Is this a team talk, Jordan?
Yep.
God, I love team talks. It's so warming to be part of a team talk, isn't it, on a cold day? It's actually not bad here today. It's 40-some degrees. It's beautiful out here today. We have a team talk. We've had a lot of questions about Jackplates and kind of the history of Jackplates. Not so much functionality, just history of Jackplates. But we're going to give some functionality things, purposes. But we have a long list of Jackplates for you today. Manual to hydraulic, kind of a little history. I don't have a lot of history on it, but we were informed on some of the history stuff. So we're gonna get into this. It's gonna be a team talk. It's gonna be Jackplates. I hope you're gonna enjoy it, but thank you again for commenting. You knocked it out of the park with the last video, the Jacob Wheeler icon video that is doing like 30,000 or something, Jordan. It's crazy, it's on fire, it's awesome. I appreciate it. Make sure we're subscribing, make sure everything's happening. We've had a lot of conversations in the last couple days, Jordan and I, about new videos and things and possibilities. So we're gonna have some stuff coming. And I'm only gonna say it now, and I'm gonna say it once, I'm not gonna remind you again. The merch is on the website. We just did a new limited edition shirt, we're gonna call that, Jordan.
Yep.
That's an American flag shirt. If you see that on there, that is limited. There is not a lot of them. There's not gonna be a lot. They're not gonna be up for sale forever. So if you want one, get over there and click on it, do it. The company we're working with is working great. People are doing it. I'm seeing it coming in and out. To make sure we get on the merch page and check out that limited edition shirt. Jordan and I are gonna try to design a limited edition shirt a couple times a year, 2, maybe 3 times a year, and it's gonna be limited, so you can get on there. All right, so here we go. We've got it. It's a jack plate list. We're gonna start with the manual plates, and we didn't do them all, people. We just did some of the highlights and some of the ones that you probably would know, and the ones we've had experience with. All right, so we're gonna start with CMC. CMC makes a a manual plate. It's got the roller style. I'm not a fan of that jack plate. There's a lot of people that are. The manual is okay. It just doesn't seem like it's heavy. It doesn't seem like it's built like the rest of them, but it's just a basic 4 and 6 inch. I think they make a 10 inch even, manual plate. It's CMC. There is a pretty good warranty with it. It's your normal loosen up, crank, get it to come rise and fall. All right. Next is Bob's Machine, and these are in no order, people. No order, no grade, no nothing. Bob's Machine is probably like up top. You know, I mean, they make good stuff. Bob's makes a whole line of everything. We all know about Bob's. Their manual plates are great. They have little kick-up plates. They've got small plates for small outboards. They have everything. So Bob's makes a manual plate also. Hydro Jacker makes a manual plate also. It was a decent plate. It was on, I think it was on some Cajun boats that we saw. I don't know if, I think they made a 10 inch one also. I know they made a 6 inch and an 8 inch. I think they made a 10, Hydro Jacker did. Slide Master, almost everybody knows the Slide Master. It is like on every boat possible in the 90s. The Champions had them. Rangers, some of the Rangers didn't come with it, but people put them on that. Nitro actually used the Slide Master look alike. It was just the box with no adjustment in it, but it was like a setback that they used. It was a Slide Master. I think Nitro actually did use the Slide Master plate too. It was around and it was everywhere. I mean, everywhere. They were on every boat for a long time. They were a great plate. Loosen up the bolts, took the adjuster, get on it, up and down. Sometimes you had to bang on it. We used to use the hoist, hook onto it, loosen them up, get them going. Once you get them going, level them out. And they were a great plate. The nice thing about the Slide Master is when the power poles came, they retroed right into it. You didn't have to do any drilling. You just take the bolts out, put their new bolts in, and away you go. So it did work out well. Rapid Jack made a jack plate that was very much reliable. It was a good jack plate in the time. It had a lot of good features about it, a lot of good things happening with it. Right Height made a jack plate that was compact, and it bolted on the transom a little bit bigger with wings on both sides, but it cracked. So there was an issue there. Some of them did crack. They had a cracking spot. Right Height stood behind it for a long time. They'd send you a new one, you'd get a brand new plate after they kind of dissolved, I guess, and I just don't see them no more. So. And Teenage makes a hijacker. They make a Teenage hijacker, which is very close to the CMC, but it's not the same. It's kind of a cheaper spin-off style, slide style. All these are slide style plates except for one. They're basically a inner slide style, meshed, grooved style deal. Manual plates were the deal, right? I mean, when this thing originated, what year did this originate, Jordan? 60, something or other.
It was in like 50s.
1950s, Allison did this. Allison created the first jack plate. They put it on the back of a boat. They built the first jack plate. Allison still builds jack plate to this day with their own name on it. The Allison people are, I don't know, I would say they're groundbreaking in what they did for the boat industry and the bass boat industry in its general. We were looking at them and they own like, what, 200 patents or something?
I think it's 100 and something.
100 and some patents, and they own a bunch of firsts, right? And it's just crazy what Allison has done in this industry. And my background with Allison wasn't that good, but I learn and I educate myself as we start to look at this, and you start to look at, oh, let's go do something on jack plates that you guys want to talk about, and bam, I'm learning that Allison created that first jack plate. They built it, they used it, and it was the functionality, and it goes back to cupping, how Allison built on the prop. They were cupping first, they were doing everything. There's a lot of firsts going on with Allison, but Allison had a manual plate. We didn't put it on there, but they deserve it because they created it. They built it, they made it what it was. So I would say Allison would probably be the groundbreaker when it comes to all this. It's just they decided to do it, so that's huge. So a quick rundown on the manual plates, which are real simple plates to operate, making sure that you loosen up whatever is on the side. Some of them don't have it, some have a roller concept where you don't have to loosen up anything. Some have a locking nut on the top where the adjuster is. It's a little flip tab that you have to open up to loosen it. And then you just basically up and down, make sure they're square. Obviously, if this thing comes up like this, that's bad. Obviously, we want to keep it square. Always taking a measurement, making sure that you're adjusting correctly, whether you're in 1 inch, ½ inch, ¼ inch, 1/8 inch, whatever you're doing, making sure that you have a starting spot to where you're at and then adjusting it correctly. Now let's get to the fun stuff, all right? The hydraulic plates. Hydraulic plates changed everything. It changed how everything was functional on a boat. No matter if it's an offshore boat, no matter if it's a bass boat, flat bottom boats are running them now, and I'm saying tiller handle flat bottoms are running them. There's a bunch of people running hydraulic plates. Let's just start at the top, and there's no order here, you people, it's just boom. T&H, Atlas Marine, Atlas jack plate, a great plate on everything. I mean, they are one of the leaders right now when it comes to hydraulic plates. CMC also makes a hydraulic plate, not a fan of it. It kind of is slow, it's noisy. It has improved over the years. It's an affordable plate though. It's an affordable plate. It's a beefy style plate. It's probably built for that guy that's not using it all the time, for like being on the fly. People talk to me about, you know, jack plates. I was talking to a guy yesterday about jack plates, and he's like, well, I was thinking about going with this route. And I'm like, well, you're gonna try to exceed speed, but you're gonna have a slow jack plate. Speed jack plate. When I say speed, so if we're going 80, we can't have a jack plate that's going, we want to be able to get there. And that brings us back to like the Atlas or the Bobs or even the Allison plate. I'm sure the Allison plate's plenty quick to keep up with their boat. Seastar Detweiler, the Detweiler hydraulic plate, which is now a Seastar plate. Detweiler had a really cool exact dial. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but I'm sure you are with the exact dial, the 1 through 10. Just touch it and it would naturally just go to that spot and it would hold that spot. That was not gauged. That was just how you could do it. You could just touch the dial. It was on a lot of fast boats. It was on a lot of fast boats. I know some of the what am I thinking of? There's some offshore boats that were really using Detweiler. I can't think of the name right now, but they were using because of the exact dial. So then we'll move right down to Bob's. Bob's, of course, is Bob's. So I don't need to say anything more. It's just Bob's. I mean, everybody knows Bob's there's one right there. It says Ranger on it. It's right there. I'm gonna skip this next one because I want to talk about it a little bit. Land & Sea made one. Land & Sea made one that had bolts that went right through your transom. I mean, there were studs, so you'd and then you'd nut it. It was a pretty beefy thing. Those bent from time to time. People didn't check them. They were long. People didn't double nut them like you're supposed to, and they'd single nut them, and then that thing would get bent. It had slides on the side, which were replaceable, very similar to the Atlas, but the Atlas is more like you got to change the whole side plate. But they had like inserts that went inside of them. Land & Sea made one. We'll talk about that. Hydrojacker. Hydrojacker made a pretty decent plate. It was around. I think a lot of people are still using the Hydrojacker. It wasn't as quick as these newer ones, but it was very reliable. And then of course Allison. Allison making a hydraulic plate. We talked about that Allison one. It only travels 3 inches, right? It's available for anybody. You can buy it, but it's only
3 inches short.
It's a 3-inch shorter, so it doesn't have a full sway because of their plate on the bottom. So they build it for their boat, essentially. But you can buy that jack plate right from Allison. And then we have what's called an STR. I've never seen one of these in my life. Jordan and I found them. It's a racing jack plate, so it has to be legit. It's a Sean, what is this, Torrente Racing. I've never heard of this plate in my life, but it seems like it's got a lot of great reviews. It seems like it's designed for racing. It's called the X-Act Bracket and Dynamic Jack Plates. It's called an STR. Go look them up. Go take a look at it. I think it's real interesting. It looks like a really well-built plate. And I know there's a lot more, but we can go on for this forever, and we don't have all that time because I'm paying for this, so we have to get on with things. But that's essentially your rundown of what this is. Now, not everybody, I guess there's gonna be people that don't understand jack plates, right, Jordan? I mean, we're gonna have people that understand, well, you start at 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 inch, I think, on a Gambler, or 18, I don't know, Gamblers are like way back there. But basically, it helps on your hole shot. It'll definitely get you to the correct running portion of your pad. You will get the most optimum speed and functionality out of your boat at top end with a hydraulic plate. Now, sometimes that can be bad, sometimes that can be good, because sometimes people get a little overzealous and end up spinning out and doing things crazy. You can literally run it right up out of the water, spin around if you want to. Manual plates are for more of the, I would say, novice boaters that just want to be able to adjust, not on the fly. They like to just play with that stuff. And some people get them on, I know there's some people that just set those just for like racing, and they like lock them in. Because they're natural getting up on plane with like a tunnel haul, just boom, gone, and then they just set them. So they're just wide and gone. So they are still functional, and there's still a lot of people buying them. But you get to some of these newer boats, or older boats, you're putting newer motors on the newer 4-strokes, and they're sitting a little bit lower. That hydraulic plate's so crucial to run it all the way up, shoot that thing on plane, get it tipped over, and then you can really just start to set it and get it the height on the fly. So the hydraulic plate has changed the boating industry and the boating performance probably to the best it could possibly be with the hydraulic plate. But I have one more plate to talk about. On the hydraulic side, it's called Porta plate. Porta plate. Porta plate is an XY style. So your standard jack plate moves vertically. A Porta plate moves, I don't know, like this. So literally when it's going up, it's going out. And then when it comes up to the top, it's coming back in. So you literally get this style of motion with your motor. So your setback is greater. Now, Bob's made one a couple years ago that would go up and out a little bit. Now I think that was like a 3-inch out, 6-inch up. Porta plate is literally, if it's a 10-inch out, it is so it's up here at less than 10, because they literally sit up like this. Motors here, and it literally, so you're gonna get your full setback when it's level, 10 inches, and then you'll literally get that same sway all the way to negative. So you can literally, it's huge amount of travel. I went and drove a Skeeter one time down in Tallahassee, Florida, that had one of these on it, and it was really weird what the boat would do. It was really weird what the boat would do, but it literally would perform better than anything, because it would pull, if you're pulling the motor away from the center of the boat, you're actually pulling it away, and that is crucial. That's crucial to performance. I know they run a dual Porta plate, they run a triple, I think, Porta plate now. Look at Porta plate and take a look at them, and they are, yeah, they're good company too. They're good company. That's basically your rundown of manual plates that we picked. There's more out there. There's a lot more out there probably. There's some individual guys that are building these things too. I know that for a fact. There's some individuals that are out there just building plates. Good machinists, they just build plates. Hydraulic plate wise, I don't think there's any individuals, it's companies that are building them. There might be a couple guys trying to build them, but it's companies, and it's companies that have been around for a while. That Land and Sea one is gone. Porta plate's never going anywhere. Bob's is never going anywhere. Bob's, and I would say Atlas, are at the top of the world right now when it comes to hydraulic plates. That's just how it is. They're at the top, unless you're in the racing division and it's something crazy. But I would say that the Bob's and the Atlas themselves are leading the way when it comes to bass boats. in that style. So, I mean, this is my list, Jordan. I'm done. That's it. Got anything?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
You ain't got anything for me today.
Nope.
Did you tell the world your news?
Not yet.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yep.
You're having a baby.
Yep.
You have your new wife, and you are starting a new family.
Yes.
You already have one daughter, and now you're gonna have another one. That didn't take long. High five. Schwack! Nice job. You don't know boy or girl yet?
Nope. No.
Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
It's great to have a family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Setting your roots down, starting things. Just be more Lassards is good.
Yeah.
Right. More is better. That's all we got for you. List is over. Jordan's gonna have a child. Jackson, why do you keep cutting out? I tried to tell the world Jackson is single, and you continue to cut this out. You can't cut this out this time. There's some lady that's watching this, or girl, that wants to talk to Jackson. We have to allow the world to talk to Jackson.
We'll let it slide for this one.
Thank you. You can hit him up on Instagram. It's Jackson Perry Fishing. Yeah, jacksonperryfishing.com. You can go on to his sensational website, check him out. Let's get this guy a chick. I mean, this is kind of he's having some frustrations here. He's very mad all the time. He needs somebody to go home, sit by the fireplace, put his arm around and look at his dog bed that he doesn't have a dog for. But definitely go get a call. All right? Give him a call. All right? Hook him up, get it going. All right, we're out. See ya. Appreciate it. As always, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to witness the madness that some just in time furnace is kicking on. Somebody somewhere, I hope, is saying speed, money, no brakes. I am out. See ya.